One, 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 one,
And we're live with another Coding with Fire. EJ here,
And Ian here.
and we're doing another stream where we make cool things using code. I'm pretty excited. We've been on a roll. Last night we I woke up this morning and I looked at all the stuff that we had done, and it was like waking up after a party. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh my god, what did we do? We did so many things. So I think the best way to probably start out tonight is just sort of go over what we did last night, and then we can talk about sort of what we've been thinking about and sort of jump into it. Oh my god, and the progress bar says that we're in cooking stage now. So speaking, I guess it's a great place to start in terms of the things that we did yesterday, is that we made this progress bar, which I have to set to the proper thing.
Yeah.
So basically,
Are you pulling it up?
yeah, just taking a second because we make so many goddamn notebooks. Basically, I made these assets in Illustrator, and then Ian made a cool way to advance through them back and forth in Observable, and it controls what you see at the top of the screen so that people can understand what step of the process we're on. And I guess we're in Get the Ingredients mode again. That makes sense. I'll just leave this here for a little while. So that was like 10 minutes of work. But what was the other stuff that we did? I'll go back to the Coding with Fire real quick.
Yeah. So there was. I can pull it up here too. As well, we messed around with I guess I showed. Oh, it's not on Coding with Fire because I did this work. I'll pull it up over here. We messed around with this like radial force a little bit, like I just showed that, and that's going to come into play with at least what I want to talk about, or try to cook up today is a more general way to do, or maybe a better way to go about this, and use it on a couple of different force layouts.
With the idea that you're basically moving in time with the tick parameter, so you're like jumping ahead like 25 ticks, and then if you tweak it there, the normal way that like I've worked with force layouts before is like you go in and you change the strength parameter and you hit run and you like let it run and you sort of see what happens, and like that's part of why force layouts are fun, but this concept of like, okay, I'm gonna stop it in time at the 80th tick and then tweak it based on that position, like that's really interesting to me to explore more.
Yeah, and I think because I was trying to understand this like new forces in this radius or radial force, right? Like I never used it before, want to understand it, so this kind of helps me like play with it. Yeah, so I think we can do some more cool stuff with that in a little bit. But yeah, so like after we played around, or we messed around with something like that, didn't we?
Yeah, what was the other thing? I'm like kind of like blanking out.
I think it was this custom cluster. I think I applied it to this. Yeah, that's what we did during the
Oh,
things.
right. This is Nadia's notebook that we forked, right?
Right. We forked basically her demonstrating the cluster force layout, and then, gave it some sliders to change different parameters, like the padding between clusters, that kind of stuff. So that's what we actually did for maybe like the first hour or so. Was to get here. And then
Jeremiah came in with all his like fancy data.
Yeah. So we, like we talk about this being like a cooking show. He basically took us to this like, great fish market or something with the freshest fish, and like
he brought us some sweet
giant ass tuna,
of great new fish. Some truffles, I would say.
Yeah. But it is definitely like, these are new ingredients for like to work with it. We had to dive into BigQuery, right? And shape files.
Yeah, you were killing it on the BigQuery. I've like worked with BigQuery a little bit, but I'm usually like, for me to make a query takes a long, because I mean I poke at it, I read the documentation, but you were just fucking rip roaring, making joins and binds and all sorts of crazy shit.
You know what occurred to me actually after the fact, like, is that part of that's because the last several years I got to work with like one of the best like data, I guess they call them quantitative user researchers at Google, and like he was just always showing me how to do SQL basically, and like I would, we had this nice collaboration going, and so I feel like I absor like sort of absorbed some of that,
Totally.
but it's like a fraction of
I know
what
exactly what
some
you're
people can
talking
do,
about.
So yeah, um, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Like, right, and the fact that you can get it, and basically, I think the way where we got to is we were slicing and dicing this data, like trying to understand it, and then trying to like get into
Well, you
smaller
basically came in
pieces
with
that we
like
could
what I thought
use.
was a really interesting question, which is that like there's a lot of debate right now about like should or should we not have schools like in person yet, but nobody's really asking the question like is it possible to do remote learning in a lot of school districts based because if you look at internet speeds, is it possible to do an audio chat, is it possible to do a video chat? Like these are things that school districts are expecting of their students that aren't as widespread as one would think. So like to actually have a data set to answer that question, I thought was really interesting. That was a cool thing.
Right.
He brought the question and the data set to answer it, which is like a totally cool way to hang out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and then like, additionally, it was like, well, we know Jeremiah pointed out, it's like we have school district shapefiles too, so we can like map this, and that's where we want to get to. I think is like, we're gonna roast this data as we commonly do, like with some maps, visualize it, explore it. So that'll be, we'll get back to that
Yeah, it's
probably.
sort of brining right now. It's accumulating flavor. I think that we're gonna wait until Jeremiah is back to sort of wrap that one up. But I'm still like we got it to a point where it's like just about to be something that we can make something out of. So I'm really excited for that. Oh no, we're dealing with Skype poor connectionness. I don't wanna have to vamp while Ian fixes his connection. He's the one who has all the fun ideas and things to say. Um, let me try and just call him back on Skype and see if that's a helpful thing. And we're back. Sorry, everybody, technical difficulties. I feel blessed that we've done what? This is our 11th stream, and that's the first time we've ever had like a real big technical snafu. We made it this far, and hopefully this will be the last one for a while. So we're back. Hey, and hello, everybody. What's up, Kristen in the chat? Thanks for saying hi as things fell apart. We were just going over some of the things that we had done in the last stream, just to talk about sort of the wave we've been on, and then to lead into what we've been thinking about doing tonight. And you were talking about some of the BigQuery stuff that, you know, Jeremiah had brought to us. He had this data set of basically, you know, hundreds of it was like millions, right, of speed tests.
Hundreds of millions
of speed tests that basically had latitudes and longitudes attached to them. And then you did some BigQuery magic to figure out, I guess the thing we wanted to answer is, what is the average speed of a school district based on all of these hundreds of millions of tests with latitudes and longitudes and the shapefiles of school districts which we had.
That's right. Yeah, so like we talked about, we kind of got to a point where we have interesting stuff to start visualizing, right? Basically start cooking it. Got the data, slice and dice it.
Yeah, so
next time.
Can you talk through this query for a second? Because I like barely, what did we end up doing?
Well, we get a table of districts. Oh, it doesn't like that. That's right.
Yeah, this is where
we get a table of districts, right, that we imported. We can show it for one. I'll show that in a second, like where you basically, if you do it for a specific district, like the New York City School District, it actually works fine. So we just have to, I think we have an idea to replace with a different table. In fact, I might have done that in this GeoJSON one. But then we get measurements, which are like the actual tests, right? So they have some kind of like throughput measurement. basically like 10 megabits per second or 30, whatever it may be, and the lat long, and then we join those basically if the district has that test inside it.
So you're
And then we
joining
can,
across two different like BigQuery tables, basically.
yeah. So part of the trick was getting these in there, and then we also used the data set, the public BigQuery data set from MLab, joined those two things together, trying to make one data set that we can then, serve up either like in smaller pieces or aggregate or somehow that we can visualize it, right?
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be really interesting to get back into when Jeremiah can join us again, and we'll do that again.
Yeah, I think whenever he's available, it's fun to have like a bunch of projects that we have now that are sort of like, depending on what mood we're in, we can take on and do different things, which I'm stoked for. I want to, my camera is broken. It looks like I'm frozen. Can everyone give me 30 seconds to try and fix that? Just give me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Well, it doesn't. I'm back, but it doesn't look great. I'm gonna fix it one more time.
Right around
All
the
right,
edges.
there we go. You have video. I have video. It says the right step at the top. I'm feeling pretty great about how things are going. Thanks for everyone for bearing
I
with us.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be cool.
I'm gonna celebrate what is gonna now be a successful stream with some Joe Rogan Elon Musk time.
Oh man, hell yeah. So yeah, I think the like EJ you said, we're like there's a mood we're in. I think we went deep into like data land yesterday.
Totally.
That was really good to do. Now I think today we both expressed desire to play around with like making things that look interesting.
Yeah,
And
I'm in a mood to like make some arty shit today.
yeah, yeah. So why not? I was thinking it'd be cool if you kicked it off with like, because you have the inspiration, you have like an exploration you've done,
Totally.
and like, where we can take it
Well,
from
it's
there.
cool because this is like another thing when we were talking about ideas of stuff to do last night, right? This is one of the things that I had sort of brought up, but we never really had time to do it because we were doing all this really awesome BigQuery stuff. So I still had that sort of like itch in my gut to sort of continue it. So let me see. So basically, I've had this thing. I don't know what even to call it. That I found on Arena. It's like this really cool moire, like circles and lines, and it's just like a really cool visual. And I sort of got, I don't know, I got obsessed with it. I was like looking at it for 3 days. I think I sent you like 2 of those separate days. I was like, I'm obsessed with, I can't stop looking at this thing. And then I think the next day I was like, I'm still looking at that thing. So after like looking at it for 3 days, I was like, I swear to God, I can make something like this. Like it looks like the type of thing that would be a fun generative art experiment. So I sort of went in and made this example. Like I just took a stab at it in terms of making an observable notebook, and I used P5, and we're talking about the best way to draw circles, and P5, in my opinion, is the best way to draw circles and lines. I'm not doing any weird arcs, or there's no pi involved anywhere. But basically, I just lay out a bunch of circles in a grid, and they can either be white or black, and they can have different. Let me pull down where's my function where I make it. Yeah, so it has, yeah, X, Y, circle radius, circle offset, the color, and then the margin, which is like the space between the edge and where it starts to fill. And then I have another pattern, which is just, a bunch of lines going from, filling a grid that it picks randomly. So basically, every a bunch of times it picks an X and Y, like draws a bounding box, and it says, okay, this is where I'm going to fill my pattern. And then it, randomly picks a spot, and it randomly picks all the different parameters. So when you rerun it, you get, and I've just been, basically, I've spent all day doing this, just rerunning it over and over. You get like some really weird, I don't know, kind of modern art, cyberpunk feeling stuff, you know what I mean? And I was also putting it next to the inspiration before, and that I was like really into sort of finding the places where I could improve it a little bit, and get it closer to what the original was. So I was like putting this next to it, and then rerunning it and seeing if I could tweak the parameters a bit to get it closest to what the original was. And I'll drop this in the chat if anybody wants to play around with it or do anything with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And this reminds me of some of the
That's
first
awesome.
stuff that we used to do, like when we were doing tributary stuff. Like I remember you were doing all sorts of. Can you pull up the like original tributary sine wave thing that you did? Because that was like the first time we were like, oh shit, you can like create really cool visual effects if you just add a slider to some stuff, right?
Oh yeah, actually, there's this one still works, I think, because Tributary no longer hosts, but
Rip.
the kind of thing where it's not the sine waves,
I
but
want the sine waves, man. Where's that?
oh man,
I shouldn't have put you on the spot. We if you can find it this episode, I'll be delighted.
yeah, I'll find something.
But basically, it was this idea, like, it was a similar thing of, like, it wasn't a data visualization, right? It was just some, like, really cool visual art, like, using computers for art. And so I think that's, like, for me, that's a big part of what I've liked building. So I think bringing a little bit of that into the stream would be cool as well. And there's also, I've been thinking all day, I've been thinking of ways to sort of modify this of, like, we could there's a bunch of parameters that I made that I could probably expose. I'd love to make small multiples of it. So like it made a 9x9 grid of a bunch of different, oh, there you go. So that's basically, that screenshot was a screenshot of like the first ever tributary inlet.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But we did a lot of these geometric pattern parameter exploration things was the point, right? So this is fun. One question I have for you is,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I just open this up and look at like how it's set up. So you're basically like, you talk through this generating all these circles, like using this chance random thing.
Oh yeah, I love Chance.
But then
shout out Chance, the best random number generator ever made.
Nice. Yeah, so you import that at the bottom here, and that's it's cool. So one of the things, like when I look at the code, and I brought this up with you earlier, is like if we generated the pattern in a different cell, then when we draw it, I think it'd be interesting because then, I mean, that's like a pattern you can use a lot of times to just be like, oh, I have data, I'm gonna like figure out how I want to represent it, how I lay it out,
Totally.
and then I'm gonna figure out.
Yeah, because you're saying I'm doing everything basically all in this P5 sketch function. And it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. Like I can build the data that I then draw later. And let me ask you this. So the thing I wanted to ask you about is like right now to rerun this, I'm just hitting Shift Enter. So like obviously I want to add a button so that the user can just run a bunch of them. But like what's the best, I can imagine like 3 different ways I might do that, right? Like what's the best observable way about, and is that related to what we're about to do with pulling things apart?
So yeah, funny you should ask. No, Um, yes, we can. You can easily add a button that does it, and we can look at some other notebooks that do this to just like figure out how. And then B, yes, I think it is also connected to the data because one of the reasons that I like want feel like I want to do that when I see this is that we could basically get to a pattern that we like or that feels like okay, this is interesting, and then you don't have to replay that, but you could change the rendering. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to use more
Oh,
colors, or I'm
totally.
going to do different things with it, like use different scales for the sizes or whatever I'm
And
going to, right? It's
chance
like,
makes that really easy too, right? Because chance, you can pass it a seed, and then all the parameters that are based on that are then the same.
hmm
So,
well, and also if you just don't update the data, but you want to change how you're rendering,
total, but I mean, I was
if they're
thinking even
separate, yeah.
beyond that of like if we add to the query, like to the URL, like we did last
Mm-hmm.
time, what the seed is, then you can share your exact version with somebody else who can then tweak the parameters on top of that, right?
Yes, yes, that is cool. That's a great idea. Yeah. So, yeah, because then, yeah, it's exactly like you're saying. We basically generate the randomly, like starting at the same random to get the same pattern at those parameters.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, I think, and I really like this one, for instance.
Yeah, that one's
Like,
sick. But the thing is, they're super ephemeral. Like they're gone forever now. You either take the screenshot or it's gone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wouldn't it be great if like you could automatically screenshot every time? And it was just
Oh yeah,
like,
that would be sick.
all right, well, until you can do
Sorry,
that,
I just
we
had
can
another
figure out,
idea. It would be
yeah,
also be interesting just to run Alex's pre-render thing, like have it just do this like 100,000 times, or not. I'm being ridiculous, but like 100 times, right? Like make me 100
yeah.
images, and then I'm gonna pick my favorite three or whatever.
Yes, absolutely. And I've actually been feeling like there's a couple things. I think, also the thing that I want to play with later is something that I wanted to run through that, like run through pre-render and a bunch of different, run through each parameter, right? And like keep these the same, do it again, a different parameter. Like, yeah. So I think that's something we can get into tonight as well,
Wait,
right? It's like
should I be a
that.
better co-host and be taking a list of the things that we're thinking about?
I don't think it could hurt. Yeah. And then we can keep it, in time with the progress bar, and we're really
So what did we say?
cooking
We
with
sort of
fire.
said we wanna add the seed to the URL query.
Yes.
We wanna
So basically, yeah.
separate the data from the rendering, right?
Yeah. And then we'll probably want to pull out some of the parameters that go into the algorithm that lays this out and like
Pull
make
parameters
those
out into sliders, right?
and put those in the URL, right?
Oh, and okay, sure, yeah.
As well. I
Whatever you
think
say,
that would be
buddy.
like
I'm in.
a small next step given what we did last time.
Those params in the
Um,
URL,
because that
and then
I
do you?
forgot to show that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I think it was here, right? Oh yeah. If you click this, it basically sets the URL, and then if you copy this, then I'll put this in the chat. Well, actually, let me change it because so that people can get a sense. I don't want to like further text. Something that looks very obviously different.
Hey, by
So
the
I
way, we
click
have
this.
music tonight. We're giving music a try. You should be able to hear it. If you hate, like, let us know what you think. I mean, we're just it's a trial run.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so I think we can get to here, putting the this like functionality basically in. And then I guess another thing we talked about is running pre-render across, or just like generating a bunch of them for you.
Pre-render 100 arts. Is that fair?
Yes.
Is that too many? Am I being ambitious? 100 seems right.
I just like noticed these extra white dots in here.
Yeah, bro. The artist who
It's
made
like,
this can like he contains a multitudes.
nice. Yeah.
Also, some
So,
Cabber in the chat
okay.
says URL params sound fantastic. I usually just take screenshots of force diagrams, then forget what the exact parameters were set to. Yeah, that's exactly that's like literally exactly the situation that I think we were in when we were thinking about doing
Oh,
this.
but that's awesome. That's a great idea to like when we take the screenshots with pre-render to include the parameter names in the file name.
Oh, well, that's I don't know if well in the file name, bro.
Yeah.
I want to
Like, I
like
mean, I don't know, some way.
yeah, I like some way. I want to like encode it in the image in like bits and shit. Some real hacker
All right,
stuff.
that's fancy. Yeah.
Yeah, make like the first 10 pixels. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
no, but maybe that's too fancy.
All right.
But
Well, it does sound. I feel like we have a
we have a
full
great list. But
slate.
how do
Yeah.
I summarize that? We're gonna say potentially represent parameters in pre-render
Yeah.
or file name
Yeah. Because that basically
or
like
something.
means that if you're choosing from a bunch of stuff, you could be like, I like that one, and then it's how to get it. That's nice.
Great.
And that's kind of what I think. If we want to take one more note of like the thing I wanted to get to is that like generate from this notebook. I still have to hook it up to have the URL thing because I haven't done that.
Yeah.
So that's another nice thing is like if we do that a couple of times, we've done it once, like get that pattern down like really smooth, right?
What do I write down?
So I want to pre-render force expiration, I guess. Like
Oh, are you gonna
force
like
parameter
render all the
expiration.
ticks? Whatever you're talking about sounds
Either
cool. I'm like on board.
either all the ticks or something like link distance
Oh, like all the
is
options?
how it.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
saying
it's like
like I have a
so.
slider. Okay, this is fascinating. I have a slider that has a min and max. So I'm going to have a pre-render go in for every slider, give me an image of every option. That sounds great. Do you have a good way to explore like a million images or
I feel like that's one of those like we gotta solve it when we get there.
Okay, all
But
right. I'm getting ahead of myself.
it, I don't think I do. I mean, I've heard of like Adobe Lightroom, which is like for photographs, but
That's interesting.
I don't
Even the
know.
idea of putting that in Lightroom is. I've also seen like there's like Finder replacements where it's like just a huge visual tree map sort of thing. Where
Mhm.
have you seen that? Is anything that?
No, but I
I
can
think it's called Raskin.
imagine something.
Let me see if I can pull it up. I think it's called Raskin. Let's see. Yeah, so it's. I wish they had better screenshots. Maybe there's like on Google Images better. It's basically like what I was saying before. They like makes your desktop like a big image thing that you can zoom in and out of, rather than a bunch of folders. So it's like all displayed at once. It's kind of wild. It's named after Jeff Raskin.
Nice.
He made drag and drop, right? Anyway, I
Nice.
digress. So we're gonna add the seed to the URL query.
Yes, yes. So we're here. So do you want to drive that part, or do you want me to?
I think I can describe to you how I would do it, and you will do it 10 times faster than I ever could.
All right. It sounds like a thing. So we need to fork this into, or you can transfer it into Coding with Fire,
Sure.
or I could fork it in
No,
there.
but how do I do that? Add to collections? Transfer? Is it the word transfer? And then you hit transfer and then it transfers?
Yes.
Okay, I
I
transferred
don't
it.
see. Yeah. Okay. So nice. So this means I can edit in it as well.
Hey, I think that's new. It says to editing. I don't remember that.
Up here.
Yeah.
I think it's there.
Oh, it might be
But
because
yes.
my screen is smaller, so it's displayed different. Anyway. So chance,
Yes.
when you initialize chance, right now you don't give it anything. When I say new chance, where do I do that? No, I require chance. Where do I do new chance?
It's right below that.
Right below it.
I think I
Oh,
see what you're.
oh yeah,
Is
exactly.
this what you mean?
Yeah. How come there's
Putting the
you already
seed.
did all that?
Oh, I was doing it as you were talking. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're killing it. But yes, that's exactly how it works.
Nice. Yeah, I just opened up your cells down here, and then yeah, this is requiring it. So okay, so we have the seed. It's not in the URL. I think we should just like have that first thing.
Yeah, so
Like
basically you're
this
declaring
is
a value. The question is how in observable when you declare a value, can you just like put it in the URL?
right. So I'm gonna put this up here. So we don't have any of these things really yet, but is there any parameter you can think of that like we'll probably immediately want to animate?
None of this wants to animate because it's like randomized per frame.
Or not animate. Oh, I guess it's just the seed. Seed is what we want to see.
Yeah.
And I need to get this hash thing. Should we?
Yeah, if you lock the seed, then you can do more fun things. You can do the parameter stuff we were talking about.
Put this here for now. So the URL variables.
I'm proud of my weird circle thing. I think it makes cool stuff. Should I start turning, instead of just rerunning this over and over, should I start turning some of my parameters into sliders for you?
Um,
Or should I
yes, you should. Well, I think I'm basically there. So now I have the seed up here, and then instead of this, I want this to be. Wait, how did I do it over here? It was a value, or it was these things, right? The view of, so use URL value of that. So I think I just want this to be URL variables seed or 42.
Sick.
And then if I say that this is like 420, yeah, so now the seed is 420.
Nice.
And this should be, yeah.
But it
this is
still
updated
changes when you rerun it, which seems suboptimal.
too. Interesting.
Shouldn't that not happen? Let me double check chance.js behaves the way I think it does.
It might be, isn't it like every time you call chance, it's calling the next random number? So like, I think if you refresh the page, you'll always get the same. Let me publish this. If you refresh it, we should like always see the same one, I think is the
true?
idea.
But when you rerun
Let's
it, you
find
should
out.
always see the same one.
Well, my theory is that if I can make sense, yeah, this is the same, right?
Yeah, I get the same one too when I reload it, but it's different from your
Yeah.
same one. What is that? What?
That is interesting. I wonder if there's something else in chance that you could do to like make it even more
Chancy?
Starting at the same
Well,
thing.
I mean, every random thing in here is based on chance, and my understanding is that all of them should lock in place when the seed is the same.
So you have a different thing.
I'm just gonna refresh and hope for the best. Yeah, I have the same thing when I refresh, but it's different from your thing.
Interesting.
That's so
All right.
weird.
Well,
dude. Anyway, it's
I
fine.
don't-
It's
yeah.
like most of the way there. Yeah.
I feel like we'll certainly want to figure that out. But I think if we do the thing where we separate the data out, then we can
Yeah,
get a little further
we can.
without having to figure it
Yeah,
out
we'll know how
necessarily,
to
right?
debug that and all that stuff at that point as well, right?
It should be easier, I think. Yes. Um, Let me just move these hash things out of the way. And scrolling. So we'll leave that. So we'll open this up. So basically, you have this function draw pattern, which takes in all these parameters, and it calculates some things, calculates some more things on randomness, loops over a bunch of times, I
This
guess,
is to
which
make
is
the
going to vary
grid.
how much the grid, yes. And then it draws, so you have these values like X, Y, and you do some more chance things. So
Yeah.
we could basically turn those into variables as well. And then the idea is that we want something that generates a big array of circles to draw. And
Well, basically, a lot of the things that I'm doing in those chance things are determining whether, like, if you go back to it real quick, it's like whether to draw it white or black, or whether to offset it a little based on this one. So they sort of interact with each other and interact with the next one. But we basically want to add those things as
oh, that's
properties
all fine.
to a node.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to do it in the same
Yes.
way, right? We're going to make nodes that all have different values and then render them differently based on it. Whereas right now, a lot of my drawing logic and arrangement logic is tied together in the same place, just because it's easy. As an artist, it's easier to sketch like that.
Yeah. Another thing to think about is if we pulled all these out into their own cells, how do you feel about that?
Yes, I am pro it.
Like that could be, no, we don't have to
Oh, that's
show
really
that.
interesting. Sure. We make ugly notebooks, bro. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, we got to clean them up. It's like the party thing you're talking about.
And also, a lot of these are per pattern draw, right? So every time I draw a new pattern, I make a bunch of decisions about, like, when I draw this pattern, am I going to skip circles in it? When I draw this pattern, am I going to allow the size to change? If I am going to allow the size to change, how much am I going to let it change for the whole pattern? You know what I mean? Like, so at I like some
So
things are random on a canvas scale, some things are random on a pattern scale, and some things are random on a, like, circle scale or a line scale.
okay, so I'm not going to pull those out. So I'm going to do it like this. You're basically going to have, instead of it being a function, we're going to just make it well, no, we'll make it a function. We'll just pull this function out. And then we'll call it something else like generate pattern.
I wish. Correct me if I'm pronouncing this name. Cahaber in the chat says, "Could you wrap all calls to chance in an array and save that somehow?" And I think that's basically what Ian is hopefully talking about doing, is like binding all the data into a way where we can sort of explore it and play around with it, and then that way we can, well, we can debug what's going wrong with our screens not showing the same thing, which based on my understanding of the chance documentation, you can instantiate your instance of chance with a known seed. This is useful for creating repeatable results. If both copies have the same seed, they will both generate the same random number sequence, which we're seeing internally to our notebook, but not between our two computers. So, like, once we get our different parts together, we can figure that out. But yeah, it looks like. Hey, you got some new headphones?
Yeah, I think my other ones died.
Oh no,
Bluetooth ones.
We must have angered some technology god at some point. So I want to apologize on our behalf to that particular technology god.
Yes, but I'm here. I can hear you. You can
Excellent.
hear me.
I was just answering the question of, like, basically they were asking, could you wrap all the calls and chants in an array and save that? And I was saying that's basically what you're doing, right? Is like you're trying to abstract out all of the random number decision making into its own cell and its own function, so that we have like random number generation and placement in one spot, and we have drawing in another spot. And then we can. The other thing that Ian likes to do is he sort of likes play with time, so we can sort of move in time and space once those things are separated in a much clearer way with the various parameters that we're pulling out. Because, you know, theoretically you lock in your seed and then you change other parameters and then, you know, unlock your seed and lock the parameter. You can explore it in all sorts of different ways. So I guess you already did. You added the seed to the URL query, so I'll mark that as done. Now we're trying to separate the data from the rendering. I'm just going to keep running my sketch because I think it's beautiful. It makes weird modern art. So what are you doing over there? Oh, so you're making, okay. So instead of drawing, you're basically taking the same function that I had that loops through the grid, and instead of drawing every time, you are pushing that node to an array with the information, which is basically what they were asking. So the answer is yes.
I believe so.
And it's happening right now in front of us. I'll go to your screen.
Oh wait, I can just do this in one thing.
What's R change 1 through 3?
Sorry. Let R equal. Wait, R. Where is R defined in the first place?
In the function. In the. It should be in the function. Oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Who wrote this garbage? Let me see. R equals circle radius at line number unknown because there are no line numbers in observable.
I have passed that up the chain. R equals circle radius, got it. And then you're modifying R, so that's cool. It's right here. So then what I want to do is just actually have whatever this logic is here and put it above the if statement. So this is going to modify the radius. So I don't need to remember all this stuff. And so yeah, we basically have X, Y, and R are the only things, and then we're just not going to draw. So what? Skip circles.
How come X, Y, and R are the only things?
Oh no, we need this logic. That's all you're really using to draw stuff.
Okay, that's true. You can get rid of the skip
right,
circle
for the
stuff.
circles.
You can get rid of the skip circle stuff. That was just for funsies.
Oh, you don't mind? You don't necessarily?
It's like the most recent thing I added, and I'm not sold that it's super. I was trying to do like more hand-touched stuff. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like my circle grids sometimes go out of alignment in a way that I find very pleasant. So I can make that happen. I can't because you. Oh, you're in which script? You're in. I broke everything.
I don't think you broke anything. I'm just going to comment those out. So I should be able to say generate pattern 1. Oh, I need to pass a bunch of stuff.
It has defaults for everything except for the X and Y's. X0, X1, Y0, Y1.
Oh, that's like the size. So if I say like
it's like the bounding box.
So yeah, I get a bunch of points, and I should be able to draw those. So let's say I just want to try that. So I'm going to say test points, and then in your sketch. Oh, did I break it? Or no, you broke it.
I broke it. I just reran my thing down here.
Oh no, I just had to rerun it again. I don't know what's up with that. It's fine.
Don't blame me.
So I'm going to say. There's draw pattern random. I want to so doing it for I just want to do this once, so I'm going to comment out all the pattern drawing there. And I want to loop over my test points. And I'm going to call these sketch functions, like, or I think it was just sketch ellipse was like,
So you're just skipping every draw function, basically.
right. I'm only drawing the one that I made, that I generated, just to see if we see some, what we
Okay,
want
so
and
then
expect.
the next step, once you pull out all our draws, we're gonna have to make like a global draw command that loops through all of the nodes and then draws them in retrospect. I guess, and then this goes to the other thing you were mentioning off chat, which is that we could probably have the concept of layers as well, right? And that it changes render order. Because if you have, let me sort of make another one. If you have your white circles above your black lines, or your, I mean, it depends. It changes the effect, what the drawing order is.
Mm-hmm. We also want fill, which we made.
Mine only draws this one now.
Yeah, let me change also this to fill. H dot fill.
Going back to my notebook. Why did I transfer? Why didn't we fork it?
I guess it's a good point.
It's fine. I'll go back to my old one.
Yeah, I mean, I could also copy this, I think, right?
I'm not upset. Do what you're doing. I just want to keep running mine because I've been doing it all day and it's super fun. Oh, this is this is an earlier version with just circles before I did the lines, I guess. And see, this is what I wanted to show this whole time, is that I made it so that like they go, the offset and the radius can change occasionally, so they go sort of out of alignment. So it's making a grid, but it's a little bit organic still, which reminds me of like, if we look at our reference one, it sort of has these sort of missing out of alignment ones sometimes that are like really cool. Let me pull that up. I thought my screen was up. I'm talking about this stuff over here. All this. All these circles remind me of like this sort of out of alignment stuff.
Nice.
And that's why a lot of the stuff that you were looking at was like attempts at that weren't great. Like the missing circle was sort of like an attempt at that. I mean, there's like some weird stuff, but if you think of any cool ideas of ways to make that happen, let me know.
Nice. Yeah, I think we can play with that. I am going to generalize this function. So just draw points, and I'm going to get test points. So that should just still work. So my test points, but what I really want to do is not do that. And I'm going to just only take over pattern 1. So I'm going to take out pattern 2 for now.
Okay.
And that is, instead of drawing this, it's going to generate it. Or, oh, no, we don't. Okay. So we actually, yeah, we want to do this in another cell, I think.
So you're just splitting everything up across a whole bunch of different cells.
A couple of different cells, I would say.
All right, that's fair.
Okay, we got pattern count. So I want to say patterns. Yeah, my goal is to be able to say, why is that doing that? Oh, this is an if, it's not closed. Drop pattern. And we're going to say let patterns go empty array. Patterns dot push, and we'll call generate pattern 1. It's the random stuff you want, right? So like we'll take all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I shouldn't have all these like let things inside the for loop, but we'll clean up in a second. Should be this function. So this is 6 patterns right now.
Perfect.
Some have no points in them. If I run it again, that looks, well, sometimes it's empty.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Fair enough. So yeah, we can clean this up soon, but what I think we can also do is just say patterns dot for each pattern, or I guess this would be points, draw points, and then we can comment this out.
I switched us over to slice and dice mode because this feels real slicey and dicey.
Yes, sir. So there, I mean, this should be now, I just published it.
Sick.
So yeah, when you rerun the sketch, it doesn't change. But if you rerun patterns.
Which one? Can you get rid of my old one? I mean, or whatever. I don't know.
Your old stuff?
It's kind of confusing to have them both.
Oh yeah, sorry. So let me get rid of the draw pattern function. And we'll do the same thing for the second pattern, which is lines that you have, right? In a second, like that'll be quick. And we can get rid of. So you just had a likelihood that it's pattern 1 or 2.
Yeah, and it's like more likely to draw circles than lines, just a little bit more.
Nice. All right, so I won't delete that code yet. So this, yeah. And then we want, well, let me do the lines real quick, I guess, right? And essentially, or this should be, okay, I see. So that's why we can do this like this.
Cahaber in the chat says, I tried out a light horizontal shift on the circles and it looks like static from a TV. And now,
Nice.
now you know exactly why we're trying to add the URL parameters, because we're trying to, because I want, like, drop the link, or I guess drop the screenshot. But we haven't built the technology yet, so I can't blame you.
Yeah, we definitely need to get those exposed. They could fork it, I suppose.
Yeah, it is gone. It's
Oh, it lost it forever. That's right, because we haven't fixed it yet.
Sorry.
This should be actually pattern 1.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I just straight up pulled it on the screen. I trusted that it didn't have penises in it. This is pretty sick. How do I rerun this?
Nice.
Edit. Oh, interesting. Bringing some color into the equation. And very small lines. It's very small circles. Yeah, the color is interesting. I've played around before. There's like an npm color lovers library. Color lovers is a website that where like people could upload color palettes in the early 2010s. That was a whole big thing. But now, like, you can sort of, I used to do, Chance has a really cool function called pick, which like randomly picks anything within an array. So I would just feed it the entire color lovers npm library and have it pick. You know what, while you're doing your cool stuff, I'm going to do cool stuff over here. I want to do what I just said. I want to put color lovers into this cool notebook that Casey made. All right.
Nice.
Put it into coding with fire. Let me see if I can remember npm color lovers. Because it would be cool if it like all the colors followed the same theme.
Yes.
Is it an HTTP? Does HTTP? Why? Connection library? No, thank you.
I did here, right? I have nodes. And I just push onto it. And these aren't going to be circles, though. They're going to be lines. They have values like that. X.
Oh, sick. Yeah, nice color palettes. That's what I wanted. Perfect. So, let's pull that in. Oops. Let's see. Enable. What's that? The handy module thing? Handy module? Handy embed code
debugger.
generator.
No, it's a module load debugger or
Oh,
something
you're
like
right,
that.
right. Sorry. I'm confusing.
Yeah.
I'm mixing my metaphors.
Line offsets, I guess. I want this.
Alright, let's see.
Line offset. Turn those. Now my stuff. Okay, I don't have those things.
Wait, now what?
Huh?
It doesn't seem happy. It didn't give me like a very clear answer.
Oh, let me see if I can see. If you also search an observable,
All right,
there's like
valid, totally valid.
some nice color.
No, but I love this
You just search for
library.
colors.
No, don't. I don't want to use. I don't want to use their garbage colors. I want to use my colors. My colors, man. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'll just steal them and put them in an array. That's what I'm gonna do.
Nice.
I don't give a fuck.
You can definitely do that. All right, so I can generate pattern too. I'm just gonna trust that I do it. So
Color scheme. Chance dot pick colors. Sick. Oh, and you did RGB random. I guess we want to do. We want to return chance dot pick color scheme. I don't know how much that's gonna help. Maybe run it a few times. See what it does. I guess I would need. Oh yeah, no, that's fun. That's good stuff. I think it's picking the same color scheme a lot though, or something.
I guess I want to know what kind of pattern.
Oh, every time I rerun this, that changes. Oh. Oh, so now I'm changing the color scheme every time. I want all colors to follow the color scheme. What's it called? RGB random. It only picks colors for the lines. Yeah, no, I want to do everything with. Let's see. Where are all my fills? Are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to make functions defaults and arguments and functions? Seems fine.
Defaults? I don't know. I guess so.
That's what I said. I was like, I don't know, man. Where do I? Here we go. I should maybe do it here and not in the defaults like a silly person.
Okay, is this drawing lines or no?
There we go. Made some weird stuff. Color is interesting. It also makes the background color a color, which I'm not the most into. Where is Yeah, this seems right. Alright, I'll drop this in the chat. I'll rename it real quick. Circle grids with color schemes. I'll put that, oh nope, I'll put this in the chat. How come it doesn't have my name? Did I not publish it? Publish, there we go. Whoa. Publish. It is published. Great. What are you doing over there?
Well, I just pulled out the code, so I got some lines, got some things here.
Oh yeah, you got lines and circles going on over there. Except your circles be stroking.
Yeah, so I think I want that to be 0, because the line set a stroke.
Yes. Yeah, you just have to set it whenever you draw a circle to not stroke. No stroke, as they say.
Oh man, I love it. Oh, these lines, look at these lines. It's like only within some of them. Oh no, that's not even lines, is it? Maybe it is.
It looks pretty sick, dude.
How does that even?
Because it rounds also, so if the little teeny tiny circles fall on a weird in-betweeny spot, it'll round it and they might group up there, potentially. That's just a random theory based on no information.
Nice. Wow. I like it a lot. There's rounding here. But we don't round the line positions.
Correct.
So let me publish this because I think that that finishes the extracted out portion, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's the
one
slicing
thing
and
that's like-
dicing, as we say.
I think so. I want to tackle the sort of the first thing you asked for, which is the button.
All right. Well, I have a suggestion. Do you want to take a little 10-minute break and we can, let everybody get some air, drink a seltzer or whatever, and we can come back. And now that everything's all split out, it'll be super easy to make it into sliders and parameters and stuff. Does that sound good?
I think that sounds great.
All right. Sick. So I'm going to put the starting soon screen up and blast the music a little bit. We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Look at the game that's forever. You can't look at the game the same way as it was played.
Yep. Yep.
Play this now. 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 Pew, 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 pew. P1. Play this P1. Play this P1. Play this
And we're back. What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out for our musical interlude, state mandated outside in the 90-degree New York weather break. We're back at it.
Yeah.
Ian just separated all the data from the rendering in my sketch, and now that like all that cool slicing and dicing is done, now that we can like really start to enjoy the delicious meal. Well, I mean, not, begin cooking it, begin making it. So I'm excited for that part.
For sure. So let's see, what is the very next thing we wanted to try? Did we want to...
Let's just like separate out one parameter into a slider or something, right? And just see what that looks like.
That sounds like a good plan. where, sorry, which parameter? Do you have any ideas?
Here's the one that would have the most impact, I think, is number of patterns or max number of patterns, I guess. But you might just take the random generative out of that entirely and just make a pattern slider, right?
Yes. So
Pattern count, I
wait,
should
the
say.
number pattern count. Right. So that was up here between 2 and 25. So yeah, I mean, that to me sounds like, let's see, I have to add input to this like we have in, grab it out of here, slider. So then we want to make a slider. So I will also grab something like this had the number of ticks as a good example of what we want to be able to do. So
Steal from a best, aka past you.
num patterns. But at the same time, you always have to be improving on yourself. So
I think Neil Stephenson said that like the best hackers don't really ever write new code. They just are really good at finding the old code they wrote that already solved it.
I like it. Rings true. Let's say 7 patterns.
All
Okay.
right, so
Nice.
you got a number. The problem is that without locking the seed in, it's hard to tell exactly what you've done, right? Like my understanding of chance is that once the seed is locked in, that like nothing that comes after chance floating, chance bool, any of those, all of those should return the same value based on the same seed.
Oh, you know what it is? I think then we need to have this, our little chance, this one, not be here.
Oh,
It should be in here.
you're so smart, Ian.
I think.
You understand it would have taken me like 24 hours to figure that out, right?
So now 17, or actually,
If you reduce, it should be
oh,
the. Oh
man.
yeah, now we're yes, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's like the same idea, but now you're changing parameters within that random number idea.
Yeah. So you can still get different things for the same one somehow, though. There's something. Do we have any? We don't have any chance stuff in the drawing.
There's chance stuff everywhere. It's riddled with chance.
Right. Oh, I think part of it might be this, where
You can get rid of that if you want.
because you're calling these chance calls, right? Every chance gives you a next random number, but sometimes you're using the random number in this pattern and sometimes for that pattern. So what we might want to do is like separate these, like have generate.
See.
Just always generate X number of lines and then it's X number of circles or something, right? So
Or
you
you can
could
do a
say
ratio, right? So if the pattern count is 10, then do three lines and 7 circles, right?
yeah, I mean you want to do like math.round pattern count.
Yeah, round it out.
Let lines equals math.round pattern count.
Yeah, it can't go wrong.
I guess if it's 0, it's 0, right? You know? So it will always
Yeah, exactly.
do the same number for each of these, right? And this should be lines. So if I go to 18, I go back. No. I'm getting really cool stuff, but it's totally different.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's not totally different. I would say that it fills the
not
same
totally
boundary,
different.
right? It fills the same bounding box that's chosen for that pattern. However, the parameters of the thing within that pattern are different. Because, like, I'm getting lines in the same place.
Oh, wait. I think part of the problem is that, where's generate pattern? This isn't using any chance stuff, though. No, this is chances. Okay. There is still chance. Oh, there's a bunch of chances here. So this needs to have the same chance passed in, I guess.
But that should happen when you make a new chance. I don't totally understand
I pulled
that.
I pulled these functions out because we moved the chance into like this is new chance. So yeah, this should basically always give us the same value
Here's
back.
another thing is I'm looking at the chance documentation, and it says that you can also provide multiple arguments as the seed. So if we wanted to, after we split our parameters out, we could pass each one of those in as a seed. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the ramifications of that are exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess that would mean that it would always, that combination of things would always generate the same random numbers, right?
Right. That's weird. I don't think that's what we necessarily want.
Yeah, so for now I'm just going to pass in the chance elements. So now when I change it, 17, no, it's...
That seems a lot more consistent, though, no?
Oh yeah, I think it is 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, when you switch between them.
I love this one.
When you switch between the pattern count.
So this is 17, 18.
You know what I think we should do, Ian, is make another slider. I think that would really help.
Think so, huh?
Yep.
I'm gonna reduce this. All right, I'm gonna publish this because I think it's working. I'm also going to move this test point thing down. Okay, what should we slide?
Great question. What a great question.
Wait a minute. Can you load? So I'm going to refresh my page. Can you load this? I'll put in the chat again for anybody who's tuning in
Surely.
now. And see if you see the same thing that I see right now.
All right, let me see. Let me look. Oh shit, dude. You got a bunch of lines in the top left and then a bunch of circles at the bottom, and a few of them are fucked up.
I'm looking at the feed. Yeah, so now change it to like 17.
You got it, bro. Oh, I'm bad at it. There we go. Okay. Oh shit, dude. Look what you've done. You've harnessed random numbers and made them do your bidding. Last night it was BigQuery, and now it's random numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What are we gonna conquer next?
Bend math to our will. Yeah.
This is fucking sick, dude.
That's great. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just like what other sliders we want to make. We can have. We could. So I think the other thing we could also do here is have this be a URL variable again. So.
That is what is next on our list.
So if we said here, this and I guess pattern count equals pattern.
Here's a question for you. Right now we have sliders that take one number from a min to a max. Is it possible for us to have a dual-ended slider wherein we change the minimum and maximum?
It is possible.
Killing it. So excited.
So I know a notebook.
Should I just
it's
Google?
called,
And by Google I mean observable search sliders?
Yeah, I thought it was custom slider. DIY inputs, I think, is the notebook that we want to be looking at.
DIY inputs. Ooh, sick.
Is it? I thought there was one. These are a dual slider. No, this isn't what I was. Oh,
This is pretty sick, though.
There's great stuff here.
Bartosz Pruzanowski. Shout outs. We have the Ashkenaz inputs. He doesn't do any fancy ones like I desire. No, is anybody using these map coordinate inputs?
I don't know.
You know, it would be fucking handy though, a county one.
Yeah, it would be.
You hear that?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like I had double slider, the date down here somewhere.
Is that the search term? Double slider? Oh my god,
No.
what is this? Double compound pendulums? Bro, what? The fuck is this?
Yeah, range slider. Where's range slider? Oh,
Sorry,
yes, Mutari.
Look at this. Look at this, people. It's a pendulum, and then it... Oh my god, look at it.
So this is what we wanted, by the way.
Sorry, I got very distracted. Do you see this pendulum shit, though? Drop it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, definitely drop that in the chat.
Alright, so you got a pattern count. What did you just do? Turn the URL now?
What? I threw the range slider in there. I'm also going to move these generate code down. Sketch. But I think we should leave these pinned because it's pretty important to what we do.
Wait, you said you added a new slider to it?
No, I found the range slider that we need.
Got it.
But I have not added it yet. So you had a parameter in mind.
I was thinking about our radius min and max for our circles.
Mm-hmm.
Which is on line number I can't tell you, and it says R equals chance floating under pattern 1, function pattern 1 at the top of patterns.
Okay. R equals that. Okay, so you want the min and max just to be numbers between these two.
I want the chance float. Yeah, exactly. The min and the max in chance to be set by the parameters.
All right, so to use the range slider. Oh, this is a very big. I'm going to copy this. That's something I did on stream a long time ago. Let's see. So we don't have some of these numbers yet. I do want to drop this in the chat in case anybody else wanted to poke. It's a very, very large notebook. It should probably be split into a few.
This is your COVID
what it is
stuff?
Yeah, I actually need to try to follow through. I had gotten the code base, the front end, because I was going to try to prototype a branch where it's like you could have this histogram that you select, or that visualizes, the certain strains
Oh, I
over
see. And you
time.
have this like date range, this dual-ended date range situation.
So near the bottom, the problem is that I include a lot of the mocks. I include a bunch of stuff that's just all expanded out, and there's no way to like collapse.
This is pretty cool.
Right now. A gigantic
This is
legend,
like the
because
dream. This is like the dream. Like this is what Observable should be, right? Is like a huge notebook that's like your entire process of making this.
Yeah. Although I can imagine, I mean, if I could split it out into separate notebooks and then chain them all together in a way that you could just keep scrolling would be cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So what's our minimum number? It's like 0.25 or something.
Yeah.
And maximum number, I'm just going to make it like 50.
Yep.
Value this dot value, or I don't know. I don't have dates anymore. It's a magenta slider, I guess.
Sure.
Format. Title is
Radius. Yeah. Magenta, sick.
range. Oh, I should call this radius. Yeah, I mean, let me know if you want a different color, if you want
What
to
are the
tweak
options?
it,
but I'll roll with magenta. I'm not upset about it. Let me see what else. Can you just put in any color or what?
how do I use a chance from array?
Oh, yeah. What's up?
If I have like a list of, or no, if I have the min and max. Oh, okay. So I just want it floating between those two. Min is range, or
Yeah, exactly.
radius range dot min. Oh, I guess I could just pass it radius range. Did that work? I feel like I lagged the shit out of it by doing that.
Sometimes it makes really big ones and it gets upset.
No, something I did.
The minimum might be too small also. With the minimum's really small. It should be 0.25. For
Yeah.
make it
What is?
0.5 maybe.
All right, let me change it back to what it was. Safe mode. Patterns. I need to see why it's. So this shouldn't make it not break down. Oh, it's not min and max. It's 0 and 1. So that's my.
Oh, yeah. You confused the shit out of Chance.
Yeah, it's like you're just giving me undefined min and max. So
Yeah. So I can't pick between the two of those, bruh.
Woo! I think this made things a lot bigger than they were getting before.
Yeah, that's right.
But I like it.
But it can be played with.
Now, okay, I'm gonna publish that. So it's a different. If you change that range, that's the only place we use it. We're still getting different random numbers. Wait, radius, no. So somehow right now for every set of parameters, if you change some, it's like a little different. More like 16. Can I have a how you change the color?
Well, I made it so you can control it from our color thing. I think. Yeah, I did it.
Wait, so
I'm
from
a winner.
Oops. Where are we at here? Coding required notebooks. The background
Yep.
one? Where is it?
So our backgrounds. So whenever I change the background color, it changes the color of the slider. I only do that to illustrate a point, not because I think that that's a particularly cool thing to do.
Nice. Oops. Close this. Close that for now. Definitely gonna cite that. Cite that. Okay. I like it. So I mean, I guess theoretically you could also we could color the layers and the background of this.
One step ahead of you, bruh.
Oh man. Oh man. All right, so while you're doing that, I'm gonna try to make the radius range also a URL thing. So we want and radius range equals.
So I'm gonna drop this in the chat. Anybody who has access to this notebook can go in and can change these colors, which I think is pretty sick.
I'm just gonna do, yeah. So my radius range 0. I guess I should do this. Oh, it just changed colors. Why, pretty format? Why are you doing this to me? We have a radius range, so I also need to parse that out. So this dot value. This will be
All right, now that I know I can do this with colors, I want to do it to everything.
oh no. Oh, that doesn't exist. Damn it. Sorry. What is it?
Min can't be. Oh.
Oh, that's looking good.
Oh man, when you change the radius range, it's really cool. This is a really interesting way to explore generative art too. Like I've done a lot of just like hitting refresh, you know what I mean? And just like letting it completely randomize. But like now you can sort of tune in once you get it to a place you like, sort of like explore it, which is sort of what you were talking about with the force layout stuff. Like I think it works the same way for generative art as it does for force layouts. Like it's a thing that you kind of intuit, but once you sort of know what area you want to play with, then you want to fine tune that, and it's really hard to find tools that allow you to do that. And this is really cool.
I agree. What took away my extra parentheses? This is a really confusing set of lines of code. I'm sorry to anybody. To my future self, everybody involved.
Did I write them?
No, I just did.
Okay.
I hit him out of shame, but basically it's a double.
You unpinned them.
A double ternary. I don't know how I got here.
I've done double ternaries. I mean, sometimes you gotta, ternarize twice.
All right, so my hope, that is very nice, as you say. As I change this, I can click the radius range thing, and then I'm hoping you see exactly what I see. Ah, shit, I didn't URL encode it properly.
So no. Who puts commas in their URLs? What's with you and just putting? Would you just think you could put whatever the fuck you want in a URL and just gonna work? Last night you were putting what, semicolons in there?
Yeah, I know. I'll do it.
Is this what they taught you at Google? They're like, listen, you can just put whatever the fuck you want in a URL. We figured it out.
Just total impunity. No, that is not what I learned at Google. Honestly, it's my prototyping approach. You just fuck around and hope it works.
Just try to do your best. But I like that tonight you're like, I know you didn't try semicolons again. You're like, I know semicolons don't work, but let me innovate again and try commas.
I feel like, this will at least get simpler. I don't need a double.
Hey, bro, I don't mean to be demanding, but if someone named EJ wanted to make a rerun button so I didn't have to shift enter to get a new seed.
Right. That was one of the main things we were going to do.
That's what I want more than anything. I just remembered.
All right. I'm sorry I have to make this code even more confusing.
Do you think I'm going to change the colors? Right. Oh, wait. Could I have each pattern? Where do you draw patterns again? Can I have each pattern have a different color scheme? I got that. I can handle this. I got this, bro.
0.25. Each pattern has a different color scheme, huh? All right, so I think this worked. Sorry. So now you have an even longer. I'm just gonna put the whole. No. This should be.
So if I click that URL, I should see what you see.
Yes.
Okie dokes. First of all, what do you see?
I see blue.
Scroll down, buddy. I do see what you see.
Nice.
Sick. It's pretty cool art too.
Yeah.
All right, for the
It
full
is.
effect though, I highly recommend opening the color. Hash is defined
Sorry.
more than once. I highly recommend opening the color control notebook and like doing some color control while looking at the randomized generative art. It feels pretty sick. It feels like technology.
Oh, it's the same thing. What is hash path and what is hash? Oh, I have this here. All right. Well, I want to put these two things together. I just want to show this. Okay, maybe I don't. We don't need to see this thing. Oops. Yes, we do need this thing. Okay, just want to see it. Sorry, it's below here. So, what do we want to try next?
Well, let's go back to our list of focus. So it says, let's just recap. So we added the seed to the URL query. That was pretty cool. That means that we can link each other to a randomized thing. Separate the data from the rendering. That was dope. You did that really quick. So now like data is held in an array and then drawn, so you can do fun stuff to it. Pull parameters out into sliders. We got our pattern count slider and our radius range slider. What else? Put those params in the URL, which you just did. And then do you know what's up next on the list? No cheating.
No, what's up next in the list?
Pre-render 100 arts.
Oh shit! Nice.
So it's time for Alex's script, which I guess, speaking of stealing from yourself in the past, should we go find that gist that we made? I guess I made way back when, and reclone it.
Yes.
Just,
Do you? Yeah. Can you pull that up? I want to share
yeah.
on Twitter too that we've.
Let me drop it in the chat. So I'm gonna clone this repo or whatever. iTerm. I haven't opened iTerm in a while. Bad hacker. Okay, so let's do desktop. 100 arts. Actually. Get clone this shit 100 arts. Cool, I'm installing Puppeteer again.
Nice. Did you put the link in the chat?
I did.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna move Alex for.js to index.js. Guess we're good. I guess I'll open this in code. Should I use Vim tonight just for shits and gigs?
Sure, man. I use Vim every day.
Or, I've been using.
I love it.
I've been seeing you use code over there.
Oh, I just have the Vim plugin on VS Code. Yeah.
But that's different. I'm going to use Vim tonight.
Nice. Yeah, it's good. Do it.
I don't like it. I haven't set it up. It doesn't have any of the syntax highlighting. I forgot how Vim works.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have the stuff.
Bro,
like, set
okay,
up.
so I didn't tell you this, but when I bought the iMac Pro, like, I got it, I booted it up, I'm like sick. I'm like, all right, let me put my dot files on it. I put my dot files on it, and they were not from a Catalina install. So they were from like a and it ruined everything. Like I had to like disk recovery, start over from scratch. So I just gave up on the idea of like having my dot files again, because I don't know. I think I ruined Python, and that had a cascading effect.
Well, damn.
In any case, I'm not using Vim.
Yeah,
I got really excited about
that's
it.
fair. That's fair.
But I've had syntax highlighting.
All right. Where did a few of these things? Let's put in here. This is. What was in this one? This is Alex 4. I'll just call it that.
Oh, so are we both doing it? Are we racing again?
No, we don't have to race, but
Just
I think we both want to get it to work, and then, or if you want, I want to be able to follow you with it, because once you get it to work, I want to try to do the cluster thing, because Alex made, what is this? Okay, yeah, I have some documentation on. We kind of want to do parallel. I would love to do. Let me put this in the chat.
okay. So it's only gonna take one screenshot, but it's gonna make it. It's gonna put it in the folder, and that's gonna be cool.
Absolutely.
Oh, it doesn't seem happy. Probably because It's like, what's map width? And I'm like, that's from a whole previous life. I'm really sorry about that.
Sketch.
No, it's still unhappy. Height integer value expected.
Do we overwrite height?
I don't think I do any nonsense like that. I don't do anything to height. I just don't give it one.
Well, it's set to be the same as width, basically.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the Puppeteer browser. I thought I could take it out and it would just figure it out, but I don't think it can.
I think you want to set the height to be something, or we have to change the notebook to. No, you can just set it.
No,
right?
I think I got it. Hold on. Open. Output. Hey! Hey! Sick.
Nice.
But sorry, you are totally right. I need to. I need to set it. I need to wait for the values from the notebook, which I guess we sort of did last time. Confusingly.
Wait for.
Did we do that? No, it's because we always knew the width, or we always knew what our goal width was. I'll just set it to the right thing, which is, how big are you supposed to be? 900 by 900. Done and done. Don't ever change that, anybody. So right now it makes one screenshot. So that's cool. But that sure is 99 short of my goal.
Yeah, so I mean, one thing to think about would be, I mean, it's pretty interesting to see the radius range change.
Oh, do you want to animate through the radius range, you crazy fuck?
Yeah, so I think the min should get bigger and the max should get smaller at the same time.
That sounds sick.
Or it looks like sliding it through is also pretty interesting. Ooh, you get small.
Should I make a new gist of what I just did?
Yes, please. Or yeah, I guess a new one.
It's not gonna have the package JSON, so you have to clone the. I'll make the package JSON. I'll do it.
Thank you. Shit looks great.
Great. Okay, gist is in the chat. And we're just working off the same 42 seed for like almost all this, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
But yeah, I guess you could like, if you just rotated through seeds too, you would just get 100 of totally different things.
No, but I like the idea of them being vaguely related, right? Like you can sort of see that as you go through radius range. It's like going through alternate universes, right? Like things that are weird, but you can sort of see where they came from.
Yeah. Did you? Okay, so you're making a new gist here.
Yeah, it's in the chat, right above the thing.
Okay, you just posted it. I see. Let's open over there.
Oh, that's cool.
Great art.
And then also, I think if I change the colors while the pre-render's running, then it'll change in the capture.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be a fun experiment.
Can't make that. Okay, so I'm going to npm install again. So I can play with it too. So this right now, I have to make the folder again.
Yeah, you gotta make it your output.
Okay, we can do something about that too. We're running it. It's like fs.makedir or something like that.
I guess. Oh, all right. Yes, you're right.
So I'm running it now, and if I open output, I get screenshot. Hey, is the background white right now? It is. That is super cool. So yeah, big shout out to Alex Garcia for coming on the stream several times ago, right? And walking us through how to use observable pre-render.
He was our first guest, and he was an amazing guest at that.
He was.
He set the tone.
Yeah, he definitely. It was awesome. So yeah, so are you making? Do you want to do the parameter thing, or do you want?
No, I think you'll be so much better at that than I will.
Okay, all right, let's try that. So, oh, Alex is here. What's up, man?
Yo.
Yeah. All right, so let's do the parameter. So, you had a previous one where you looped over this day of days, right? So I basically want I'm gonna like crib some of your code from before.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, well, it's just like out of 100 for art of arts.
Right. Let's do that. And we can just say, you say arts equals, it's like new array. Nah, I don't know, you want 100? I was just looking up how to do this in like a non-crazy
Doesn't D3
way.
do this for you? D3.range?
Yeah, we don't,
Come on
yes. I mean, I can do D3 just for that. But
now. You don't want you want to do it in vanilla? All right, let me see.
I don't really want to. I looked at it and it's not.
Okay, no. All right, Alex dropping code in the chat. New array, length 100.
Boom. All right.
The system
Alex comes through
works.
there again. Length 100, and then I think like, yeah, I guess it's 100 things. We don't really care what's in them.
No, we don't.
We
What
can
is
do
them?
a little-
What is them though? Now that we're talking
They're
about it.
I believe it's undefined. It's just like 100 undefined things.
Okay.
Let's also make it 10, and then we'll do
10 arts for now.
well, I just want, yeah, I don't want,
You're putting a
I don't know how
limit on
long
my
it's gonna
art.
take. Well, you always have a limit, so you can just up the limit later.
All right, true.
I also want this to be,
Oh, he says array
number.
dot from length 100.
array dot from. Nice.
So
I like it.
don't even run it yet.
I believe it. We need to do that padding thing, which you had in the other one, I think.
Oh shit.
So. Not found. Oh, I don't need T3. Right. Font size is like obnoxiously huge.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Do I still? Is my screen cut off? For you?
Yeah, if you just scroll, if you just like resize it like 30 pixels up, you'll be perfect on the terminal. Perfect. Killing it. We're fucking professionals.
Nice. All right, I want my outputs. Hey, look at that. I got a bunch of screenshots.
Oh, sick.
That are
Are they all
all the
different?
same.
They're all the same?
No, they're all the same because we didn't redefine the variable. So that's funny.
Oh.
So you want to do something like this,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's not map width. It's was it the radius range that we wanted to do?
Yeah, what does it edit? The just radius range? Because it's a view of radius range, and that's a range slider, right? Oh, I see, but it edits radius range min and radius range max.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck are you doing over there?
I'm gonna say let how many arts equals 10. How many arts?
Yeah.
And then, so I'm gonna say the radius range min is gonna go from its original value, and then it's gonna go up to 24. And then,
Okay.
oops, the max, I want it to go from, I think it starts at 50
Yep.
minus 24, let's say.
Okay.
So they're gonna converge like this.
I'm into it.
Yeah, so let's see. I mean, really, we probably won't see a pattern. Oh,
Oh boy, that's a lot.
failed. It did not like failing on that. So, oh, I think we didn't expose those variables. I like how the white slider makes it disappear.
Oh yeah, sorry. Do you want me to fix that? Do you want me to make a red for you? Would that be helpful?
Oh yeah, red. Let's see. Beautiful. All right, so radius, range, min, and max. So we didn't. I think you have to like tell it that you want to deal with these. This is what you were talking about, waiting.
Yeah, yep, I think that's right.
All right, let's see what we get.
Oh, that looks like no error. Oh, I fucking jinxed it.
No.
Sorry.
So still can't. All right. So range min and range max. Oh, no. It's radius range is an array. Sorry. So it's. We just have to set it to the array that I want, I think. I was thinking the URL parameters.
Whoa. All right, yes. That looks great.
I keep hitting shift enters that just run the script for me. All right. Look at that.
Whoa.
So this first one should be just, I think, this. It should look exactly like, or it doesn't. Wait, is it? No, because the pattern count isn't set.
Right.
So I just need to change this to like whatever the default is.
Yeah, because I see what you see if I set all the
Yeah.
parameters to the same thing.
Yeah, so this is my screenshot, and this is my browser. The width is like slightly cut off, but okay, it works. Sweet. So now instead of 10, we should do 100. And I also like saved I. So it should like tell us what it's doing. Now I guess we need your FFmpeg.
Oh yeah, that command back. That would be really interesting. Oh my god, to feed that into the After Effects thing to see how it interprets the changes between them.
Yeah, like this is cool because like some of these parameters, it's like animating and then it's rapidly changing.
Yeah, I wonder what makes it make that choice to. Whoa, what was that?
Oh, because I like went past.
Oh, I
the
see that.
9,
Got it.
and it's like, oh, it's previewing the package JSON. Yeah.
So you got your 100
Okay.
arts, bro.
Yeah. So let me push that up, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how to.
Great job.
Well, because I forked your. Not this one. Where's the one you shared? This one. Oh no, it's this one. Yeah, package JSON. Yeah. So I want to push something to it, but I can't push to this. So I need to like.
I've just been making new ones. We should just have a repo, like observable captures, right? And we just have a bunch of scripts in it that capture a bunch of shit, right?
That seems like.
I'll do that after stream. I'll add a little task.
Oops. There's like a. Git remote add for. Oh.
What are you doing over there?
I am trying to. I like added my Git repo for the new gist to the commit thing.
You say
so this
gist?
is like just I don't know. I do the same thing with GIF
What is
and GIF.
happening right now?
I say it
doing
randomly
git commits
different
by
every
hand. You're
time.
calling them gists.
GitHub gist is the gist of it. Gist, GitHub. I don't know, man.
It's the whole giraffics
Sounds like-
argument, right?
Yeah, peanut butter. Um, so what did I change? So make 100. That was the thing. So I pushed that to my. So now I should be able to share this
All right, bro.
with everyone. That's kind of cool that you can just like clone this and npm install and then you could run it and it would. Wait,
Wait, what?
did it? Oh shit! I'm trying to look here. I had to refresh it on my browser. Yeah, so it does it 100 times. So the other thing that I want to, well, I mean, so yeah, we have that, right? Like we should mark that on our list.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Pull up our.
feel- Yeah.
Pre-render 100 arts done. See, what is up next is a thing worth discussing, which is potentially represent parameters in pre-render. Do you want to? The hacker in me says you should just like JSON stringify, or even better, just take the string that you put in the intro text and put it as text in the top left of every image or something like that.
You are talking about this thing?
Yeah, exactly. So if every image has that in like 10-point courier in the top left, then you at least know what the parameters are for every capture.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good good next step.
I guess the
And
question
then,
is,
yeah.
you don't want it really to have to be built into every single notebook you take captures of, right? You want to make it so that anytime you're redefining a cell, that you're automatically also printing that value to whatever you capture, right?
Well, I mean, so one option, which I mentioned before and you didn't seem to like, was putting it into this file name.
It wasn't
Which
that I didn't like it, it just blew my mind. I'm down with that.
The thing, no, but the problem with it is it would, well, I guess you could still write, you know, like your FFmpeg command to ignore that stuff, hopefully.
I just don't
But
think
it
that's the
would make
place
that
where I
more
want it.
complicated.
Like the place where I want it is like when I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
oh, you know what we should do, Ian? We should do. Okay. Somebody says in the hash it as an emoji. We should do a QR code, right? For the URL of the hash of how to see that. So I bet this is easy. Let me just search observable for QR code and see what's what. Hash it as an emoji is pretty close though. QR code generator.
I feel like if we did something where we made this much, like these names much nicer, right? Like short, a little bit less descriptive, but that it could be like low key somewhere in the image.
Whoa, my Brave just crashed. Emoji hashing function? The chat is really intent on us hashing it as an emoji.
Nice.
So what would that look like? Let me pull this up. So we have our pattern moire. So if I were to take this hash and turn it into an emoji, what would it be? Hard eyes. But then how do you get it back? Can you get it back?
Well, the problem is it could collide easily too. So it's like it says there's 1,000 emojis.
Oh, it's for, I see, it's not for really the type of hashing that we're talking about. I still want to make a QR code, bro. I think it's easy. QR code. There's got to be a way to pass it URLs.
Well, so in what context are you looking at these images? Because that's the other thing we could think about, right? Is like, if the next step is generating a movie out of 100 or 1,000 or whatever it is, right? Like, is that
Yeah,
take
I think
precedent? And then,
QR
like,
code.
once you have
Sorry,
that,
I'm so
right?
pro because you pause the movie, right? And then anywhere you are in the movie, you can go. Oh my God! Holy shit, dude! You just solved the CMU thing, right? If we make time lapses with QR codes that change every frame, anytime you pause it, you could QR code and go to the app with like on that date with that metric set or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me see what I can find. Ooh, another fox. Shout outs to Dread Fox. So I'm gonna pull in QR. How do you think we're gonna put it in this canvas? Blech.
Oh, check this out, dude. There's a QR code module.
Yeah, I just pulled it into our notebook.
Oh, okay. And this is a P5 example, though. You can
Oh
just
really? Oh really? Word?
Where's make code? Well, they put it in a div, but why? Create canvas and create div. I don't quite understand how that works, but maybe we can. So you pulled it in. So it makes it a URL. So our URL is this.
I'm so excited.
QR. So once you have the QR code, you make code with URI. That's your variable. So we should just be able to see it at the top here at first. Oh, you just called it QR, right?
Yeah.
Dot create.
Might be a different. Dot create.
Or is it QR code equals QR?
It's QR.
Oh, I see. So maybe I'm using like a different.
Yeah, I think it's a different. Yeah. Use the one that's in the P5 example for sure.
But then, so this doesn't have. Wait. So how do you render it?
Well, sorry. Yeah, I don't think you're. I think I might have pulled in a different one from the example that you had. So I just want to check that it's the same. There's a whole bunch of them. This one's not it.
Oh, well, it has this. So I'm not looking at the right one? Node-QR code?
I don't think maybe that's the one. Again, that's the one I pulled in, but I don't know if it's the same one from the P5 example that you were just looking at. Where it was really easy.
Well, that's fine. I'm looking at the documentation for the one you pulled in. Then is what I'm trying to make sure.
No, but the P5 one looks so good and so easy. I don't want to lead us astray with my terrible QR code library that I pulled in from this random observable notebook.
Let's toString. Okay, well. It has canvas. So if I have a canvas, can you get the canvas out P5? Is it something like...
That's what I was trying to figure out, is how to combine them together. But I think at the end of our sketch, we just need to draw the QR code.
Oh, look, it did it right here.
You did great.
How did that just work? So I think I want to pass it a canvas as a string, then a canvas. That didn't work.
So it looks like the way that they do it in the example is they make a div in Canvas, give it an ID, and then tell QR code that's where they should put it. But I guess you're doing it in a way cooler, smarter way.
They get the element by ID, they give it the text, then it's awaited, I guess. So I need to, yeah, I mean, I don't know why that one also works like that, so they make a new one. I think that in the sketch there's like a list of libraries or something that they must have included somehow. But yeah, if I'm looking at the right documentation, I should be able to pass the DOM element of the canvas, which I'm trying to find out.
Well, so
right
I think
now.
we can make a DOM element in Sketch. So like, let's create it.
Oh, I think I just have it backwards. I don't think I need to make one, because if I just give it to the original... Oh, Lord. You're right. Where did
I think we'll do something like, do what? Whoa.
Shit, are we collaborating each other?
Oh yeah, sorry. Can I? May
Sorry.
I?
Yeah, you may. Yes. You may have the floor.
Let me put the screens up so people can see. I'm just gonna do const div, and then I'm gonna. Oh, you can't reassign. Div. Do div equals create div. Oops. And I think I'm just gonna legit steal all this stuff because it seems great. And then do you know, I guess we need to give it an ID. I think sketch.creative. What do you mean it's not it's... What?
I think it's p5.creative, not sketch.creative.
All these other things are, I don't,
Oh, I see what you're saying, because the way this one's set up.
yeah. So that's so weird.
Can you console.log sketch real quick?
Sure.
Just want to see if I can see what functions are on it. Did you run it?
Yeah. Oh, it won't because, let me take the broken thing out, sorry.
All right, so it's got a bunch of folders. I mean, functions. So setup, but oh, I guess I'm gonna proto probably, yeah. Has create canvas graphics image. We could just create a canvas with a width and a height.
P5 create. Is that what it wants, a canvas element?
I think so. Can I write some code real quick in it?
Yeah, go for it. No, you can only call that once.
Oh, I see.
See, we have the QR code generating at the top. QR to canvas. But what is QR to canvas?
It like creates a
It
canvas
creates a
element.
canvas element.
Or if you give it a canvas element, I think it renders it to it, but it's not like overlaying it. It's like taking over the whole thing.
Let me see what other methods it has. To canvas. Interesting.
So to data URL. I think I could, so, I mean, this is maybe useful to use, canvas draw image data URL. So there's a thing we can do where we have some image. Yeah, so I'm gonna copy this real.
Crazy.
Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, and so also QR code has a to data URI
Yeah, that's what I'm
or
looking
data
at.
URL or to string. I think you want to data URL.
Yeah, toString doesn't seem to be available when it auto-completes at least. And so it's CTX, so our canvas is it 2D, like, or 2D? Did not like that. So there's some problem with image async or something.
Yeah, what's on? What is the onload?
Well, the data URI, this should be so. Oh, it's a promise. I see. So I need to.
Await.
Yeah. Do that. Or I think I can also just do this dot then URI image dot source equals URI. Something like that.
That's cool.
Hey, all right. So
Oh
it's
shit, dude.
you know,
That's fucking sick.
it's that, but we can offset it.
Just make
And we
it
can make it
small. I
smaller.
think yeah, like I'm curious how small you can make it while it still works.
Is there like a width and height?
Try like fucking 50 by 50, bro.
You know, but I don't know where to set the width and height. Or if I
Oh,
can...
of the QR code? Great question. Let me look. Renderers options. See options for other settings. Oh, and create, the second argument is options, which can have a width.
But how do you use a created one?
Oh, sorry. What did we do? We did to URL. It's the third option.
Third option. What's the second option then?
Text.
What's the first option?
Canvas element.
For data URL?
Yeah, man.
That doesn't make sense.
It's because the canvas element's optional. Sorry, it can be the second. It can be the second argument in options. I'm having a rough night.
Oh, you pass an options array, options object.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I just couldn't find where
Nice.
you create it. Oh, to data URL. Yeah, I'll do it. You can. Let me in. Let me add them.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
I feel like that should have done it, but it didn't.
Where are you looking?
I'm just trying to make options with. Oh, I did QR code to data URL. With.
Oh, yeah, but you won't be able to see it there. We're not using that one. I guess I should use that one. Why am I not using that one? Let me do that. Oh, if I did that, I wouldn't need this to be in a callback. All right. That didn't seem to help.
Yeah, that didn't seem to do anything, huh? It doesn't have a height. Height's not a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can also do. Let's try scale. Scale 1. Yeah.
Hey, that's what we're talking about.
I'm gonna try it on my phone real quick.
Do you think it should be on the top right?
I think it might be too small. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it still worked. It still detected it. I think that's fine. Do I think it should be on the top right? Yes, I do.
Okay, that's something. I feel like even that you can kind of top right. Are you moving it?
Yeah, I'm fucking around with it, yeah. I'm just changing with the scale like you were doing.
Okay, I can move it so it's like width minus 100 or something. Why did that not seem to change it?
I think you pushed it off the edge now.
Yeah, I thought I guess I should hit 8 then. Yeah, something like that. 75.
I still don't see it. Why? Oh, there it goes.
Top right.
Yeah.
Although I noticed that when we were screenshotting, it was cutting off like some of the right side of it somehow. So I don't know if we should just put it in the bottom left then.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this stays at 10. This is 8 minus 75. 80. All right, what do you think?
I think what I want to see, what I want to end the night on a great note, is I want you to run the Alex's script, and then I want you to pick your favorite frame, and then I want to point your phone at it and go to the observable with that frame, because that's fucking magic.
Okay. That's cool. So I will run the script again. Sorry, I'm gonna move output, hold out. I'll just say output 01. And so I'm just gonna run this.
Making 100 arts, thank you.
Oh no, but look, it's getting
it's
cut off.
Why is everything getting cut off?
All right, so but I can. I don't know
Stop
if
it.
it's something about
Stop
the way
its
we're.
evil process.
Oh, I did. It's fine. Are you overwriting width and height in here?
No, I took all that stuff out.
Oh no, the viewport is that.
Yeah. I mean, I
So I think we should set it to be width and height also.
okay.
Oh wait, we can do that one time. Right? Like width is
Hooray!
no. It
Oh,
didn't
it's still
help.
cut off.
So what if we just do, because it's not my, oops.
Yeah, I love your idea.
That didn't seem to help.
It didn't seem to do anything, huh?
Yeah. Oh wait, things got a little wider.
That doesn't make a ton of sense.
Oh, because width is, height should be set to width. What if I just increase it? Okay, so I made it wider, but not any taller. So that's not really helping us.
Your width and height aren't in the sketch radius min range max stuff, so I don't know if that redefines them or not.
That is a good point. So now if everything's at okay,
Boo. Can't we
but just move it up a little bit.
Yeah, bro, I'm dumb. That's what I'm doing right now.
All right, do that. Hit publish.
All right, give me a second. All right, now try, buddy. Oh, publish. Right, forgot about that. All right, now try.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
All right, so I'm going to
Yeah, you gotta pick your fave.
find one of these. I kind of like this one. I want.
Oh, and also I wanted to try changing the colors while that happens. Is it still rendering?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to tweet these at you, I think, like on my ongoing thread. So I guess say 71, I think is the one I liked.
Okay.
Send that one to you. And then I'm also going to look, yeah, like look, you changed the color
Oh, sick, dude. That's awesome.
while I was rendering these. You know, personally not my favorite choice.
Hey.
But
Oh, okay. I just wanted the change to be visible.
yeah, it's visible.
Okay.
I gotta choose like a really. All right, I'll just choose one though.
Yeah, you go do the
Visible
colors.
difference.
So wait, so if you tweet at me this image with the QR code, I should be able to pull it up then?
That is my hope.
All right.
So I just did that.
We'll see how Twitter compression treats little itsy bitsy QR codes.
I guess to be safe, I could also drop the. Let's see, 71 is the
Yeah,
one.
I think the Twitter compression borked that.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah. So I just sent it to you in Keybase, so you can.
All right. All right, I'll try it that way. I guess it's higher resolution. I just think it's too small. Maybe whoever thought this QR code thing, total idiot.
We could scale it up a little bit.
Yeah, I
Maybe
tried
not
to make it.
corners.
Oh wait, I think I. No. No, it's too small, man. We're so close.
All right. Let me try this again. So I'm gonna move it. Um, all right. So running it again. Well, it's not cutting it off, but like,
It looks big enough to work now, though.
well, sometimes it
Oh,
cuts it off a
sometimes it
little
cuts
bit.
it off. Yeah, why does it wiggle?
I guess if the QR code is like, or if the URL changes enough, then the QR code has to get a little bit bigger.
That makes sense, I guess.
So I'll just move it over. Just run it again. Yeah. Man, these look pretty cool. I guess it's the same set as before, just different colors. All right, so I'm gonna send this one to you. Again, Twitter to um, 4.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, nice and big. Try this one. Oh no. It said QR code detected, but no usable data found.
Oh man, still too compressed.
I don't know. Let me try it on the one on the website, and just maybe it's the QR code, man. No, because the one on the it is the compression, because the one on the website works great. So
I also sent it to you on Keybase as an image. I just want to make sure that like.
let me try the Keybase one. It looks sharper than the Twitter one. Nope, Keybase says no usable data found also. At like full resolution. That doesn't make a ton of sense.
Do we need to set the DPI higher or something in the device scale factor?
Yeah, dude.
Is that
Yeah,
supposed
dude.
to be
Device
2?
scale factor. Yeah, make that 2. Give it. Yeah.
So it's 56K. Yeah, so that like doubled the size. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna just keep going. Oh crap. Okay, sending now. This one also, it does feel clear even when I'm looking at it on desktop.
I bet if you just kept making it bigger, it'd be fine. Like, you could honestly just make, instead of overlaying it, just like add whatever 150 pixels to the bottom and put it in its own little spot, right?
Yeah, we can also make the height just that much larger. That's 50.
So we got 7 minutes left. I bet we can get this working over Keybase and celebrate our success.
Oh, I sent you the bigger one already, right?
Oh, let me see.
On Twitter, the most recent one. I just made it even bigger, but
Let me see. Oh, yeah. No, I tried that one. I had the same issue. Oh, no, wait. I see one from 1 minute ago. Let me try this. Okay. This looks way higher def. Yeah, no usable data, bro. That's so weird. But then if I point it at the website, it says open observable in Safari.
I'm trying to render them out even bigger. So, the height's got to be 950, I think. Oops. Why is that not? $250. That didn't seem to change. Oh, it only adds 50. Weird. I feel like something I'm doing with these changes is off. But... Oh, well, that helped.
Oh, sick.
Okay, that doesn't, but these look good, right? And it does take up a lot, but...
I might just try and, I'm going to do it off the stream. No,
Okay.
It doesn't like it. Didn't like that. I guess there's something about QR codes and like the size and the compression. There's stuff I don't understand at play.
Okay, so I'm just gonna run the whole script, and I'm gonna tweet you one last time. This one looks interesting.
I believe.
Go over here.
I believe.
Nice. Send it to you. All right, and what do you see?
I swear to God, I hope this fucking works.
This is real life, man. This is real.
No usable data found.
And what about Keybase?
I can't, which is so weird because when I look, like, I pull the same exact QR code from the website and it works great.
Is it like it's somehow via the app, or it's like
either
phone is
via the
doing it?
capture or via the app after. Because, like, I'm testing with the website and that works good, right?
Okay, and how would I do this? Can I just like... What? I ran like Google has a... Okay. Oh, word. No, you know what it is?
What?
It's like a file, because using a document URI. Yeah, so it needs to, like, we should just hard code the URL. It's basically the node scripts environment.
That's what I was thinking, because yeah, it's part of the capture that's fucking it up.
So we just take, yeah, we take this and we put it here, which should just be the same thing for this, right? Like, so I'm going to publish this. And then let me know if the image in the browser works.
All right, let me
And
see.
then put...
Okay, test the browser one. Yep, works great.
Okay, so now that I'm hard coding that, if I send you one of these, it's probably gonna work.
I'm so excited.
All right. And all right, sent.
You tweeted?
Yeah.
All right, let's pull that up. All right, let's see. All right, moment of truth. So if I point my phone at this one, I'm not even going to blow it up. I'm going to point it at the one that's small. God damn it, Ian. You know what it fucking says?
What does it say?
It says no usable data found.
Even when you do it big?
I'm doing it big right now. I don't know, man.
I wonder, okay, I'm gonna send it in Keybase again because mine like showed me what the text is.
Yeah, no, it doesn't want to load that. All right, so let me try it in Keybase. Yep, that worked great.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right, so Twitter's annoying.
Twitter does some fuck shit. That's pretty... Well, hold on. But the image that worked is different from the one that you sent me on Twitter that worked. Sorry, I didn't get your latest. Because the one on Keybase... Oh. Yeah. So let me check it through Twitter. Yeah, that works through Twitter. All right, great. Sorry, I missed the most recent one. Yeah, this red one works fucking sick.
Okay, yeah, so it was the URL probably the whole time. So we could probably make it smaller again. You want to see? Or should we just like take our win?
It's 12:02. I'm pretty proud of how far we've come tonight. Like, we basically made it through the entire list. The only thing that we didn't make it to is the thing that you wanted, so I apologize to you. You wanted to pre-render the force exploration, which is sort of like another step from what we've been doing right now, right?
Yes. However, yeah, I think that we definitely made it through an entire project in the stream, so that's great. And I think we can come back. There's a couple of things I want to do with pre-render. There's a force one and the cluster running as a cluster, so that we just like run a bunch of them in parallel.
Totally. So what to do in the chat says, huh? Which is I'm not sure what the huh was, so I'm gonna make an assumption. What is the meaning of life? Okay, deep. All right.
42, obviously, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
exactly.
the seed is set to that.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's worth wrapping up what we did tonight because it's pretty sick. Basically, we took this, we took this experiment that I did this morning, that was based on this weird thing I found on Arena. So I tried to sort of make some patterns that made it work. And then tonight we did a few things, including plugging in the colors from the color background and including those as part of the render. Also separating things out, making a bunch of sliders, incorporating them into the URL parameters, which turns out is really easy, and then pre-rendering it on using observable pre-render. So like again, like a ton of stuff done in 3 hours. Oh, and the QR
Yeah,
codes.
for sure.
And so yeah, you
And
basically
QR
we
codes.
just finished
Yeah.
getting the QR codes. So now when we pre-render things, we're able to link to the specific page of that render. So if you go through and like Ian has done, make 100 different renders of this generative art, and you find one that you really like, you can sort of now use this QR code to go to it and play around with it and maybe tweak it. So I think this is a cool way. You were talking about doing force layouts like this, but I think this is just a cool way of exploring
dude.
and curating generative art.
Did you see this? It has like this little moon phase go through.
That's so cool. I love the moon phase stuff it does when you have a dark circle overlapping a colored circle.
Yeah. All right. I'll figure out the ffmpeg command again offline, and then I'll share it on Twitter or something.
For sure.
But,
No, but I want to thank
you know.
thank you for your time. Thank you to everybody in the chat and everybody who hung out and sort of
For sure.
watched us code tonight. We don't have one planned for our next one is Sunday, I guess.
I think so, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Sunday is probably the next one. Usually we were doing Tuesdays, but I think we're gonna take a little time off.
Yep. I'm going
and
to various beaches. First, I'm going to an ocean beach, and then I'm going to a lake beach. And I'm not going to be doing. I mean, everybody's taking. It's the end of August. You know, go on a vacation. You don't. We'll be back with fun Twitch streams in September. Even bigger and better.
Yeah. What do do says 7 days a week, right? It's like that's the pressure.
We'll get there.
It's the way you survive on the internet. Yeah. but for now, yeah, I think it'll be good. We'll come back refreshed. We'll have some more ideas. It usually happens.
For sure. So thanks everybody for
yeah.
hanging out. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
For sure. Thank you.